Hello YouTube, and welcome to another training video. So yeah, I haven't trained for nearly 2 weeks now, so this is my first day back. So starting off with some broad jumps. I think these are quite good actually to prepare for push press, which I'm going to be doing shortly. So just 6 sets of these, worked up to 5 feet 2 inches or 1.57 meters. I could have done more than that, but it's been a while since I've done them, so I just wanted to ease slowly back into them. Same thing with this axle. It's been a long time since I've done axle press. So just starting with 60 kilos, nice and light. So I'm using bumper plates, and that axle bar that I'm using there is about 7.5 feet long, and it weighs 40 kilos. So a normal barbell, a normal Olympic barbell, is 7 feet long and weighs 20 kilos, and that axle bar is twice as heavy as a normal barbell. It's much harder to lift. When I used to do axle press before, it used to hurt my wrists. So yeah, and like I say, the fact that I haven't done axle for a long time, so I'm just using lightweight for me. This is just an easy introductory session to get myself back to, I'm trying to get used to doing axle again. So the reason that I'm doing this, if you missed my video that I posted yesterday, there's a competition in Gravesend in Kent on September the 8th. I believe it's called Kent's Strongest Man, and I'm seriously contemplating doing that competition. It's not set in stone, it's not 100%, I haven't committed to it yet, but I'm strongly considering it. So I thought, well, I better start training now, so that if I do decide to do it, I'll be ready, because I've only got about 12 weeks to go till the comp, so I've got 12 weeks to train for this. And one of the events is an axle overhead. So for my main push press, I just worked up to 85 kilos, 2 sets of 2, nice, light and easy. So with the second set, I just wanted to do the same again, but just do it quicker, easier and faster. And yeah, this felt comfortable. So really pleased with that. So that's as high as I went on push press. Then I backed the weight down again, 3 sets of 3 on axle, but this time with a strict press. And again, these were stupidly easy, but like I say, that's the point of it. Like I say, it's just a light introductory session. But yeah, feeling good. Not really any pain in the wrist, but I know that I could get some later on down the line when I progress the load on these. So I'm just going to have to, yeah, just build up the weight slowly and just hope that it's all okay. So far so good. The thing is, in the competition, the weight is 130 kilos for reps. I don't think that will take me too long to get to that, but I just got to make sure that my wrist is healthy doing it, so that on the day I could just get as many reps as possible. If I do start to feel wrist pain, then I'll use my wrist wraps. I'm probably going to do some wrist exercises as well on the side, just to try and help strengthen that wrist. So here we're doing Powell Raises. This is just for shoulder stability. Again, I haven't done these for a while, so just starting about 7.5 kilos per hand. With these, technically you want to be doing about 10% of what you're pushing overhead. So if you're log press or axle press, if you're pressing 100 kilos overhead, then you should be using about 10 kilos on these, roughly, give or take, for reps. I really like Powell Raises. You can do these on a bench and all, but because I'm a big guy, every time I try and do them on the bench, I just find myself slipping off the bench, and I just prefer to do them on the floor. That's just the way I've always done it. So with these, you want to make sure that the dumbbell doesn't quite touch the floor. I literally come within a centimetre or 2 of the floor. But I really like these. These are good for shoulder stability. You always want to include some shoulder stability exercises when you're pressing. For years, this is something that I neglected, but I always put some shoulder stab work in there. It's a really good thing to do, and I like to do 2 or 3 shoulder stab exercises per pressing session. So I'm doing 2 shoulder stab exercises this session, and then day 3 will be more pressing, and I'll probably do another shoulder stab exercise on that day, probably track 3. Now moving on to close grip incline ball press. I absolutely love these. I like the board because it also mimics the log a bit. So with this protocol I'm doing 20 rep max. This is not to failure though. It's been a while since I've done these and I wasn't sure what weight to pick, because the idea is to do 20 reps this week and then come back next week and do another 20 reps but beat the weight that I did this week. And it's been a while since I've done this, so I think I could do 85, 90, possibly even 100, but I'm not sure. So I thought I'll start nice, light and conservative at 75 kilos and just go from there. And like I say, it's only the first week, so the weight isn't really important. Bear in mind as well that after doing the 75, I keep the weight the same and then I do 3 sets of 10. So I don't want to go too high because I want to be able to get through my drop sets as well. And 3 sets of 10 is quite tough, but I like this. I like to do this because it's lots of good volume. So altogether, you think just with this, I've done 55 reps, 5 reps to warm up, 20 reps to main set, and then another 30 reps with the drop set. So 55 reps total. So it's a good way of getting good volume, extra volume in on my assistance. I find when it comes to pressing, I respond quite well to volume. So I'm going to have 2 days dedicated to pressing. So this is day 1 of my workout, of my weekly session, weekly training split, and then day 3 will also be pressing, and also 2 pressing sessions a week, and I should be golden hopefully. On that last drop set, you'll notice that I went down from 75 to 70 kilos because the second set was tough and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get 10 reps on the third set. I might have been able to, but I wasn't sure. But because it's the first day, I don't really want to be pushing it too much, and I did feel a bit of pump. And yeah, the old lactic acid was kicking in a bit, so I just thought I'd drop the weight to 70. So doing some Louis now, 3 sets of 12 on this. This is really good shoulder stability, especially for the overhead. I always like to make sure that the dumbbells slightly touch each other at the top, so I like Louis, they're good and all. So now moving on to concept 2 for conditioning, and this is the concept 2 rower. Notice I've put 2 plates there, a 10 kilo plate and a 15 kilo plate. Reason being is I find that with the rowing machine, like I say, if you look there you can see that I've got 2 weight plates holding it down at the front. I find that with the rowing machine, if I start really rowing violently, I find the machine itself actually moves. I actually pull with such force sometimes, the actual machine moves. And there's been times before where I'll do like 5 minutes or whatever, and after I finish, the machine has literally moved about 6 inches back. So those weights are just there just to hold the machine in place. So if you notice, before I started, I've got my Fitbit on and I switch it to workout mode, and then that will record the calories that I've burnt plus heart rate as well. So the protocol that I was going to use today for this is just to do 2k, 2 kilometres or 1.24 miles, and just to just see roughly where my fitness is at the moment, and then I can build on this. So I just wanted to get a number on the board. So on the rowing machine, the Concept 2 rowing machine, I believe for 2k, for 2 kilometres, I believe my best time is 7 minutes 56, I think. So the idea today was not to beat that, but just do what I could, basically do whatever, even if it meant taking it nice, light and easy. I didn't want to push it too much, so I thought I'll just do what I can and see what my 2k is at a nice steady pace without pushing it too much. So we're a minute and 38 in. And yeah, I was going at a decent pace, but again, not trying to really push myself too much here. It's been quite a while since I've done this. There we are, so I've just done 500 metres. So we're a quarter of the way there, and 2 minutes has elapsed. So I know that if I can carry on this pace, then I can get it in 8 minutes or sub 8 minutes. But like I say, as it was my first time back, I wasn't really bothered whether I did or not. I thought even if it takes 10 minutes I'm not bothered, because I can look at what I've done today and then just work on beating that. I do bike rides on my non-lifting days, but I don't push myself. That's just basically for recovery and blood flow. So I haven't actually done any proper conditioning for quite a while now, and I do want to get back into conditioning because it is important for strongman. For strongman, you don't need to be the fittest person on the planet, but you do need some fitness endurance. It's something that I've always lacked. There's been times in the past where I've lost strongman competitions, or I've lost a lot of points because I just didn't have the endurance to keep up. I remember once I did a competition. It was actually in Gravesend. There was 5 events. After 3 events, I was in 2nd place, doing really well. But by the time I got to the 4th and 5th events, I just didn't have the endurance to keep going, and I literally had to drag myself up, and I was spent. I just had no more. And the last 2 events were moving events, farmers walk and a medley carrying kegs, and I just couldn't do it. I was shattered. So I'm quite big on conditioning, and I'm really trying to incorporate my workouts, especially like with this competition coming up in September. So I think we're nearly 4 minutes in, almost coming up to the halfway point. Just over 4 minutes completed now. There we are, 1 kilometre, and it's taken me just over 4 minutes. So I knew at this point it was going to take more than 8 minutes, but like I was cool with that. So I'm going to tell you what this competition is, right? So it's 5 events. Axle, floor to overhead, 130 kilos for reps. Axle deadlift, 270 kilos for reps. A 400 kilo tyre flip. 130 kilos per hand farmer's walk, and a 160 kilo stone over yoke. Now it's possible they could change the events between now and then, but I'm going to, like I say, go what's on the page and train for that. Everything I can do except tyre flip, that's something that might be a bit of a tall order, but I've already come up with a couple of options for that. So I'll probably do like a Carlson squat, which is basically a reverse hack squat. I find that's also good for tyre flip, and I will try and go to some strongman gyms when I can, so that I can practice the tyre flip specifically. There's a good gym in Aylesford in Kent called Evolution. I've been there a number of times. You may have seen it on some of my YouTube videos, and they've got some really big tyres there. They've actually got an 850 kilo tyre actually, and obviously no man can move that, but that's used for like team strongman. Sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 guys that will flip that tyre, but they have got a 470 kilo tyre there and a 300 kilo tyre. So I have flipped the 300 kilo tyre before, and you can find that on my videos. If you go to playlists and go to strongman moving events, I believe you'll find it in there somewhere. But yeah, I'll probably head down to there, try the 300 kilo tyre, see if I can get comfortable with that, and then I think the next one up is the 470 kilo tyre. I'm not sure, I'll have to look. There is a gym in Bishop Stortford that have got tyres, but I don't know what the weight of them are. I say tyre flip is not always the easiest one to train. There is a tyre at the stack out at the gym that I go to, but it's only 150 kilos and it's very low down, so it's not ideal to train with. I need a big tyre that's what's going to be in the competition, so that I can like press my body towards it and push it over. You never want to use your biceps. You never want to curl a tyre, because you will just tear a bicep. You really want to. There we are. So that was 1 kilometre 50. So I'm 3/4 of the way through, and we're just over 6.5 minutes. So I'll tell you what time I did on this. I did 8 minutes 41. 2 kilometres in 8 minutes 41. So actually that's only 45 seconds slower than my best actually. So to be honest, considering I haven't trained for nearly 2 weeks, and considering I haven't done conditioning for a while, that's not a bad start. So I think all that cycling has probably helped a little bit, and I do try and get all my steps every day. So I've got like a base level of fitness, but it can definitely be really improved upon, and that's what I'm going to try and do now, and try and start incorporating some conditioning into my workouts, even if I only do it once or twice a week. As long as it's in there and I'm improving on the old conditioning front, then yeah, that's going to make my life a lot easier. Maybe help me drop a few kilos and all. One of the good things about not training and dropping my calories, I'm actually down in body weight now to 143 kilos. I'm down to 316 pounds, which is the lightest I've been, well, the whole of this year, I think, actually. So yeah, but I don't know whether I'm probably going to like increase calories now since I'm training for strongman. But I'll, again, try and like keep an eye on it and not go up too much, because I need to be like heavy to move big weight, but not overly heavy so much that it affects my speed and conditioning. Because with the competition, I need to be fast for them farmers. So all that's going to be, all the events that are in this comp are going to be incorporated into my training from here on out. Like I say, this is just the first day. The next training session will probably be on Tuesday, and that's going to be axle deadlifts. So again, going to start nice, light and easy with that, and then just build that up. So that video will be coming on Tuesday. So yeah, coming to the end of this video now. So yeah, 8 minutes 41, not a bad start. Actually, I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, I'm going to leave the video here. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, once I do commit to this competition, I'll let you know. So watch this space.